The new album, it's out February 8, isn't it?
Apparently.
Yeah, that's what the manager said anyway, but maybe it's a bit silly to be asking at this late stage in the game, but is it actually finished yet, or what?
I'll have to define finished. I mean...
Like as in mixed, mastered, where you go to the CD pressing, factory?
Not quite, no.
No, and how long has the mix been going on now for?
No, there's been a bit of toing and froing on the mix as usual, but we probably mixed about 10 tracks, 11 tracks. We got another 3 to mix, and we got some B-sides and things, but I think the album will probably be 11 tracks and B-sides and stuff.
And the B-sides, are they coming out on your site now before Christmas or something? And what's the plan there?
Well, we'll put a couple of things out for Christmas, a couple of mixes, put the album out in Feb, and then put an EP of new material out in probably May. That's kind of like the plan.
Another EP out next May?
Yeah.
Right. And like, you're touring then like America and Down Under, aren't you now? Like early next year? South
America, Down Under, US, Japan, Far East.
Good to hear, because there's a few hardcore fans I know down in Australia that are just dying to get you back. Actually,
yeah, we can't wait to get back. It's always fun.
And what's the kind of like? Is there a concept of this thing, this album, and like how is the artwork kind of going to reflect that? You're working with Tom again, aren't you?
Yeah.
The artwork, yeah.
I've been doing some painting, as you've probably noticed already.
Yeah, like I got a couple of your prints on my wall at home from PW. Yeah, the war story stuff. Okay. Yeah. Actually, I'll go wearing a T-shirt actually right now. And
I've got shirts, black ones.
Yeah, it's just the Sewendo gear,
Hey man, grab some. Yeah.
Do you feel nervous that when people are going to get to hear the album in full, like the critics, the fans, your own friends, like what do you think they're going to make of it? When they get to finally hear it.
You can't really tell, can you?
Yeah.
We played.
Well, we've already debuted a lot of stuff anyway live, so
exactly.
Everyone's already got their own opinions of it. Anyway, like I know everyone's got loads of opinions about the stuff from last year that seems to be about 80% dumped or something.
Yeah, I know.
Like talking about the stuff from last year, I think 16 Seater was better now. Same with the new Marrakesh, definitely better than the last one. I think I preferred the Red Light though from last year though. But generally, I like the stuff. It all sounds very promising anyway. Like I can't really make up my own mind till I hear it on the record. Like, you know what I mean? It's hard because you're very much well, most people consider you an album band rather than a live band, I guess. You know what I mean?
Well, things for that. I think the live experience. We've never been. I treat every project definitely. The live experience is a completely different way of looking at the band.
Yeah.
For me, for instance, I started working on the visuals in April, which is 3 months before we started working on the music. So, you can imagine, to me, going to see us live is meant to be about an experience. I wouldn't say cinematically, it's not a cinematic experience, but it has the idea of something where you're engaging on a lot of levels, where the music is very personal. It's absolutely subjective, and that's why I object to people telling people how to listen to music. That's why I object to lists about music, and sometimes I really kind of object to music criticism because I find it quite counterproductive. I think, here's a bunch of guys who started off as DJs, ripping other bits of music apart, trashing other people's records by sampling things and looping them and fucking them up totally anarchically. And we would, all we did was make mixtapes, and then suddenly we started making what people called concept albums,
Right.
And it's a complete contrast to that.
You don't think any of your albums kind of start off with any kind of concept theme behind them?
No, what I mean is just I don't think there's a right or a wrong way. I think right now the way people shuffle through music one track at a time is as right as sitting back in fucking perfect hi-fi pose listening to an album in absolute splendour. Whichever way it's right for you, it's right for you.
Is there any influences on this one, like the new, one of the new tracks, the Heartcliff Star one? I think there's like a definite, what you call it, Public Image Limited influence there. Like, I know your man, he was there at the London show. What was his name? God, it's just escaping my mind.
Keith Levine.
That's it. Yeah. I know, but I definitely kind of know some kind of thing there with that track.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that track's a kind of a bit of fun for us because it's very much a sort of capturing a moment in Jelly, Bristol maybe 1979, 1980, reggae punk crossover sort of vibe, you know what I mean? That very Bristol thing, and it's about, in fact, Heartcliff Star is about the police helicopter that hovers in the sky.
Well, see, my knowledge of Bristol isn't too great, but is Hartcliffe like, is that an area or something of Bristol, is it?
Hartcliffe, the Hartcliffe Stars are the name people are given into the police helicopter that hovers over Hartcliffe looking for the cannabis.
Okay, right.
And it's always up in the air, and people now refer to it as the Hartcliffe Star because it's always there.
Okay, right, alright. Actually, what's your favourite song to play live on this tour and also on the previous ones? You got any favourites there?
There's a couple I liked on the last tour. I mean, I used to quite like Dobro last year. And now
that's my favourite from last year. I was about to get to that actually. That's the only one I think from last year I really miss. It's not on the record, obviously.
I didn't bother. In the end, I
was talking to Neil about that in London too, and he said that if you're ever going to use that again, he thinks the original one, there's about 5 different versions of it. He said if you go to use that again, you thinking of using the first version of that he came up with, you know what I mean? But yeah, keep that one filed away because it's good, you know what I mean? Somewhere.
Bored of that. You know what it's like. You get bored of shit, you know. After a while.
You must have so much stuff locked away in the vaults anyway. What's it? Favorite Sons now? Is that the studio? What?
Yeah. Well, we're shutting that studio soon as well.
What's that?
We're shutting that studio soon.
Really, you're moving somewhere else? Are you?
Yeah.
Really? Well, what's wrong? What happened? Like, you only moved in there a couple of years ago, didn't you?
5 years now.
5
years.
So what prompted this move?
I think just space is either right or it's wrong, and relationships change, and we're going to move on to change the nature of all our relationships.
Yeah, like
change space.
The relationships on this new record it's probably your most feature. I mean, like artist pack worker since Blue Lines, all the guys,
absolutely.
Damon and Tim Goldsworthy. Like, there was even a bit of concern there as well. I suppose because Neil has now so much been a part of the band in such a way, there was even some concern that he'd been pushed back a bit on the producing and writing end in this record in the last 6 months or something. Like,
I think
I talked to him about himself, and he didn't feel as though there was any problem with being left. Well, I don't know. He didn't say that. But
it's a very different record than the last one. The last one, was very much me and Neil, and Sinead and Horace and the people who came into the circle. But this record is very much more collaborative. And I think the sort of like the basic objective and the achievement that which seems to be coming from the mix to me was to make all that sort of like all those personalities, all those different moments in different studios feel like one cohesive record. Which is why I say it's ironic, because ultimately there's never any fucking problem doing that, because you don't really need to do that. We're not like I said, we're a bunch of guys just to rip fucking music tapes up. So you don't need to do that. There's no need to make a concept album. But when you get in the fucking studio and you got 10 tracks, you want it to feel like an album. And Tom York said we're never going to make another album again. That's fucking bullshit. They will. And that Radiohead survived by their albums because they tell a story by album. And I think bands that my favourite albums of all time tell a story, whether they're Abbey Road or fucking Metal Box or Nation of Millions or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Those albums all have a story to tell. Even them on the bollocks. It's more powerful as a whole than it is as a part. Flammable Material, the great thing about getting SLF to do Meltdown was we asked him to play in Flammable Material from start to finish.
Yeah, no, I was at Meltdown and I missed that one though.
It's fucking great. And he said, it's the first time we'd done it for a long time, the last time we're ever going to do it again. And they went right through, and it was fucking mental. It was like, it rolled back the the power was there, the ears rolled back, it was pretty terrifying actually.
Talking about your own live stuff, like, again, like for loads of years, everyone's been requesting, are you ever going to put out some kind of official live material, like on DVD or CD or Blu-ray now? That's the new thing.
Well, the thing for me is, like I said, you were saying, we're not really a live band, and my thing is, we never were a bunch of guys playing music and then getting on the stage and jamming. What it was with us was how do you make an album? Why do you make it? How does it look? How does it feel? How do you do it? Okay, bro. And how do you do a gig? What's the point of doing a gig? And up until Mezzanine was our first big tour, and I wasn't sure about. Mezzanine was a mad experience because the first time we toured.
It was like 18 months or something, wasn't it? Yeah.
But I came out of it strangely unsatisfied, and when 100th Window was ready to roll, I was like, I've got to fucking do something different this time, and I was really intrigued about the visual. It was the thing that drove me, and a lot of ideas. And UVA was a great collaboration, meeting those guys, and we had to channel my ideas through them, and them to give me ideas, and that's something which has really changed the whole aspect of the reason I do it. And
the screen, but like, could you ever imagine going back out in the world without the backup from the screen?
The screen is part of Massive Attack Live and Massive Attack on Record are two different things.
I know,
and so I'm not sure about putting a live DVD out because it defeats the object. You should be there. Otherwise, what the fuck's the point? And like you know, some bands sound like they do on CD verbatim, and I think, okay, well then maybe you could listen to their fucking record.
Oh, well, like even on my site, like, well, there's about 70 gigs now of like all fan-made live recordings that loads of people are downloading, like, you know. So I suppose again they'll fix that way anyway, you know.
Listen, man, you know, it'll all be on fucking YouTube before the album comes out anyway. So it's out of our control.
Well, yeah, there's already all the new songs are already up there from the UK tour already. Oh, we've heard them loads of times now already. Yeah.